Homeschooling is legal in all 50 states, but each state has its own rules for how to go about it. Back in 1973, Colorado was considered to be one of the most dangerous places to homeschool. But today, because of the hard work of organizations like Christian Home Educators of Colorado, Homeschool Legal Defense Association, and parents like you who care about the freedom to homeschool their children, Colorado has become a place where homeschool families can thrive. Colorado compulsory school attendance laws require that children between the ages of 6 and 17 attend school year-round. So if your children are between these ages, you have 3 different ways to legally homeschool. The first option is to follow the home-based education law, which has 4 requirements. First, you must file a notice of intent to homeschool document with any school district in Colorado. When and where you file doesn't matter unless you want your children to play high school sports with a public school. There's more information about how to do that in the article below. The second requirement is to keep permanent and detailed records of attendance, immunizations, and test or evaluation results. Attendance can seem tricky, but it's fairly simple. Students are required to get an average of 4 hours of schooling per day for at least 172 days per year. So you just have to account for a total of 688 hours in those 172 school days, which you can do any number of ways, on an attendance sheet, a calendar, however else you'd like. Calculating and checking your average every few weeks will help ensure that you stay on track. Immunization records require either a standardized immunization certificate, a medical exemption provided by your doctor, or a signed statement that you do not have your children immunized for personal or religious reasons. You also have to keep all test results, which brings us to our third requirement. In odd-numbered grades, students must take a nationally standardized achievement test or have their academic progress evaluated by a qualified person. There are different ways to do this and a lot of different available standardized tests, so there's also more information about that in the links below. Just don't forget to send the test results and composite score to whichever school district with which you filed your notice of intent to homeschool. The fourth requirement is to include some specific subjects in your schooling: communication in reading, writing, and speaking, mathematics, history, civics, literature, sciences, and the U.S. Constitution. You don't have to cover each specific subject every year, and you don't have to use a specific curriculum, but you do have to cover the required topics in some kind of sequential program for teaching. Secondly, Colorado's non-public school law allows you to enroll your child in a Colorado-based independent school, making your child a private school student in the eyes of the law. You'll follow the policies of that specific umbrella school and no longer have to report directly to a public school district or file those documents and test results. And most umbrella schools will help you with all your record keeping, testing requirements, and sometimes your curriculum as well. However, since private schools are allowed to set their own policies and rules, you'll want to research and find one with requirements that fit well with your own goals. The Czech Independent School is one of the largest umbrella schools in Colorado and one of the most affordable. It includes many extra services for students and parents, and their office is staffed Monday through Friday to answer any questions that you may have throughout your homeschool experience. The final option you have is to be a teacher certified by the state of Colorado with a valid teacher's license, in which case the state assumes that you know what you're doing and waives all testing and reporting requirements. Lucky you! Of course, homeschooling laws and requirements could change at any time. It's important to stay up to date with your state's laws. The Homeschool Legal Defense Association is involved in the fight to keep homeschooling legal, and they're also a great place to find out about homeschooling laws here or in other states. Go to hslda.org or check out the links below for more information.